You ever playing some Street Fighter and think to yourself, wow, I wish Chun-Li's super would activate a rhythm game where if I hit all the notes right, I'll do massive damage to the opponent and get a cool cutscene when I win. Well, that's kinda oddly specific, but check it out, I got you covered. The fighting game you're looking at right now is Slap Happy Rhythm Busters, a Japanese PS1 exclusive released in the year 2000 by Polygon Magic, the same company that made the cult classic survival horror game Galarians, and the hit PS1 fighting games Versus and Shaolin. Okay, Versus and Shaolin weren't hits, but it's a shame that those two games left Japan, but Polygon Magic's best original fighting game didn't. The first thing you probably noticed about Slap Happy Rhythm Busters is that it's visually striking. There aren't many cel-shaded PS1 games, or even cel-shaded fighting games for that matter, so it sticks out in the best way possible. Its aesthetic is inspired by the same late 90s Shibuya look that Jet Set Radio takes inspiration from, which coincidentally released around the same time as Slap Happy Rhythm Busters. But a big difference is that Slap Happy Rhythm Busters obviously puts a big emphasis on techno and DJ culture. Before every match, a stage is introduced by DJ composer credits. The loading screens show turntables, and our Shoto protagonist is literally a DJ. It's just so cool. But how does the game play? Well, Slap Happy Rhythm Busters is a simple 4-button fighting game, with light and heavy punches and kicks that can chain together, much like the Vampire series, which is a series I think was a big inspiration in many ways for the Slap Happy development team. There are grabs, guard cancels, launchers, and wall and ground bounces that fit nicely with its very lenient juggle system. Special moves are pretty simple motions. You have your standard quarter circle motions, but also Mortal Kombat like back forward motions, and even anime style down down motions for Dragon Punch like moves. Supers are done by doing a special move motion and pressing 2 buttons instead of 1. And of course, when you have 3 bars you can do a fever attack, which is the rhythm game attack I showed off earlier. When doing this attack, you're trying to hit the notes perfectly to lower your opponent's HP, but the opponent can also mash out notes of their own to mess up your rhythm. If you end up depleting all the opponent's life, a cute little cutscene will play in celebration of your victory. And honestly, I love these. I know it's just a novelty, but I love watching them on the off chance they ever happen. And trust me, they rarely do happen, because although the fever attack is Slap Happy Rhythm Busters' main draw, they also really suck. Damage is super crazy in this game, and for 3 bars, I could probably kill 2 characters. So the fever attack is mostly something you'll probably just use to disrespect your opponent, or to be annoying. And to make the damage even crazier, instead of your average stun bar, Slap Happy Rhythm Busters has an interesting mechanic, where as you get hit, a bar underneath the health bar fills up, and once it has, the next time you're not in hit stun, your character will flash yellow, and they can't block for a second or 2. This obviously opens the door up for some messed up and unavoidable situations, as some characters can fill this bar up by just breathing on you. But there is some counterplay, and although maybe not the best thought out system in the world, it's still unique and interesting, and I had fun trying to figure it out. But all in all, the game is really fun. Combos feel good to do, and the gameplay is a great middle ground for anime game style wackiness, but without the complex mechanics. You could easily pick this game up and do some cool stuff in minutes. And while there is a lot of jank and downright unfair characters in Infinites, for the most part, it's a very competent fighter with a very interesting and diverse cast. So let's talk about some of those characters now. Slap Happy Rhythm Busters has 21 characters, which is honestly pretty impressive even if some of them are clones. We have our Shoto DJ protagonist Ramos, and his evil counterpart Dark Ramos, which honestly has to be one of my favorite evil versions of a character in a fighting game. I mean, the dude just has a bull skull on his head. Our Chun-Li function is Mia, who has some incredible normals and is just insanely solid in every aspect. She's a lot of fun. Trash is a literal trash collector who has big normals and a vacuum to suck up the opponent with. April is a cowgirl who is terrible, but her character design is so good, you try to play her anyways. Vivian and Roxy are 2 girls whose gimmick is that they switch positions on different attacks. It's all visual, but it's honestly really cool nonetheless. Rude Boy is a boss character that I love because of just how fun his combos are. He can take you from corner to corner, has a messed up overhead, and an install for no reason. This character is just so awesome. He's ignorant. Tom Tom is a graffiti artist who has a stand. I mean, how can you not love this design? And then you just have these very out there characters, like a giant ape, a monstrous bondage creature with a tiny imp riding it, and even the Predator. Yeah, Slap Happy Rhythm Busters is all over the place, but that's what makes it so awesome. Slap Happy Rhythm Busters is a totally original fighting game with original mechanics, original characters, and an outstanding aesthetic, which is something I'll always appreciate and want to explore for the genre, originality. And that's why I wanted to talk about this game in the first place. Slap Happy Rhythm Busters isn't the next competitive game at EVO, but it is an original game that didn't get a fair shot at cultivating a fan base due to it being a Japanese exclusive that released really late into the PlayStation 1's lifespan. There are a lot of solid ideas and amazing characters here, and I wonder what a sequel could have brought us. And even though we never got that, we have this hidden gem that begs for your attention. I hope something here interests you, and check out the game if you can. It's a lot of fun. Thanks!